What is up, YouTube? PJ Devo here, bringing you another Call of Duty Ghost gameplay commentary. And this one was it's actually kind of special. Was requested to me by a fan. He asked me, he actually DM'd me, or he followed me, then asked me for a DM, and then he asked for a Remington setup video. And to be honest with you, I'm not even a Remington player. I run an SMG, most times the MTAR, sometimes I'll bust out the Bison, especially on maps like Strike Zone because it's so small. Or Sovereign SMD if I go into control. But yeah, he messaged me and he asked me to please help him with his Remington because there's just so many choices and he didn't really know what to do. So I told him I'd help him out and that I'd make my own video. This is actually probably the worst game type that I could have possibly made a video with, but I actually made it 2 nights ago before Thanksgiving, or yesterday during Thanksgiving. I came home for like an hour before I went back out and busted this video out. So the reason why this is a bad video, really, to show him what I use on my Remington is because if you guys don't know, when you play Cranked, after you get to your first kill, like watch this right here, if you get your first kill, you actually get Sleight of Hand, Agility, and Marathon, and I believe a couple other perks, Stalker, which you can't even use on your Remington in MLG, excuse me, in MLG rules. But the whole point of this video was for him to see my competitive Remington, which I do use sometimes, especially on the map Octane, because it's so big. If they're running 4 ARs, we have to. So I do pull out my AR and try to run like an OBJ AR kind of roll, which is a little difficult, but it does work out sometimes. But he's going to see at the end of this video, I will have my class setups for public and for competitive, and I don't use Stalker in public either because there's really no point to use Stalker in competitive and get used to an AR that moves around quick if I have to use an AR that moves slowly during a game that could really matter. Like why? Excuse me, man. I don't know what's going on. Why get used to that speed of my AR being able to move to the left or the right when I won't be able to use it in a game that really matters? But I think them taking out Stalker was pretty necessary because if you guys remember when the game first dropped. You couldn't go into a pub and find a person using a submachine gun. You just weren't going to do it. It was not happening. You were not going into a pub and finding somebody who was using a submachine gun. It was not happening because submachine guns were absolutely useless. I remember it was, I believe, Scumpy. It was when the Optic Gaming was doing the 24-hour grind or the 2-week grind, whatever the hell they called it. And they started playing Ghost like 6 hours before it came out at midnight. And Scump was up, and he was playing it, and he was like, hell, I'm a sub player, let me pull out a sub, and he ran out into the game, and he died like 4 times in a row, and was like, fuck this, and just pulled out the Remington again. It was actually really, really funny. But, that was like a perfect example of how useless subs are. But actually, if you guys did watch MLG Columbus, you saw a lot of games that were like 3 subs, 4 subs. I believe Complexity ran 4 subs on, what the hell was it? Either Freight Domination or Freight Blitz. I forget which one. I'm pretty sure it was Freight Domination because you wouldn't want to not have 1 AR in Blitz. If you guys aren't familiar with Blitz, it's basically the equivalent of CTF, except in this time you don't have to pull back flags. You just run to a portal and you score a point, and then you have to wait 10 seconds before you can score another point. Actually, I honestly thought that game was going to be awful, but it actually turned out to be pretty good. But in this video, guys, I do go double positive. Like I said, it is probably a bad video for a class setup because you get a lot of perks that you don't normally get when you're playing a game other than Cranked, like Domination or Kill Confirmed or S&D, anything like that. But one thing I really wanted to talk about was Dead Silence. Dead Silence, I feel like, is necessary in every single game type. Like, not only S&D, even if you're using Dead Silence, you need to crouch everywhere you go. It's insane because people can just sound horde you wherever you go. It's really, really irritating. So, especially on Freight, because there's 2 buildings that are near the bombs, they can just sit there and sound horde you, and as soon as you go to plant, they can kill you. But Dead Silence is definitely necessary in every game type you play. But this video is going to be coming to an end, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. As you can see, we won 178. I believe I won 24 and 12. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. But that was my Remington Cranked video. Not bad for my first time using an AR, and I can't even tell you how long. But I did just want to crank this video out for this guy. But you're going to be coming up next. You're going to see the setup videos. I believe this is my pub setup video. Yeah, this is my pub setup video. As you see, you have the Remington R5 with red dot grip and a concussion. And then for perks, excuse me guys, that's my phone. For perks, I have ready up, agility, dead silence, off the grid, which makes you invisible to SATCOMs, and focus, which is necessary. If you don't have focus on, you're going to lose almost every gunfight you get into. And then going into private match, which is classes for search and destroy, I believe you're looking at. You have the Remington R5 with red dot grip, a stun nade, marathon, quick draw, dead silence, and focus. Like I said, dead silence is necessary in every game type, so now you're going to see my classes for respawn game types, which instead of a grip, I have a muzzle brake, so that I can cause more damage and get more kills, a stun nade, and then I have sleight of hand on, which I actually do take off, so I believe I put on marathon. Let's see here. Yeah, I do. I put on marathon, dead silence, focus, and quick draw, which are all pretty necessary. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, and YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow.